Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about a new topic which is come under our fourth unit, building .NET managed components for COM+. What is mean by you are all? We are successfully completed our unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3. I hope you all study 75% of topics from our completed portions. Got it? Today we move on to the fourth unit, that is our building .NET managed components for COM+. That is our fifth chapter. Got it? So you are all know about COM+. From the first chapter itself I discuss about what is meant by COM+. COM+ means component object model, which consists of various components which helps to develop web applications. Got it? Here this chapter will discuss how we built these types of components for COM+. Got it? From that COM+ itself we can take many of the objects for developing web applications. Got it? Our modern software systems are component based. Our object oriented concept. What is mean by object oriented concept? Each and every real world applications are divided into an object. Got it? Just like our modern software systems are component based. From the software engineering itself, you may study about coupling and cohesion. High cohesion, a best software must need high cohesion and low coupling. Also, you may study about lines of codes. That means an application consists of how many lines of codes. If an application consists of large number of lines of code, means we can't maintain and we can't find any error occurs. So we need to split that large amount of codes into small block of codes. That is called components or modules. Got it? For a large enterprise wide software system, these components are easier to manage. Got it? Manage system functionality. So for that, each and every system functionalities are divided into several components. So these components are developed with the help of VB.NET and other .NET supported languages. Got it? So in this chapter, we may discuss about the managed code and runtime environments, the common language runtime and its role in the .NET framework, just-in-time compilation of managed code, code assemblies, complex component services and its role in the .NET framework, creation of managed components using VB.NET, serviced components. Got it? Next, we move on to the chapter. First topic, concept of managed code execution. Here, this topic will discuss how the managed code are developed and how it will be executed and how it will be stored. What is meant by managed code? Managed code is nothing but our source code, but it must satisfy the .NET framework. That is, managed code is any source code you may compile that targets the .NET framework. What is meant by .NET framework? It is a runtime environment in which the managed code are execute. Got it? In older days, before the introduction of this fourth generation programming language, that is Visual Basic and ASP.NET at all, web-based web application at all the programs are written for our Windows platform with the help of C and C++ programming and its runtime library, C runtime library and also the C++ runtime library. In modern days, it will change into that third generation programming languages are changed into fourth generation programming languages. For that, the C programming and C++ programming codes are stored as a dynamic link library files. From that, we can utilize that dynamic link library files for our web applications. That is, the C or C++ runtime code shipped as a part of Windows as a series of dynamic link libraries which are known as DLLs or .dll files. The piece of C and C++ runtime code are stored as DLL, dynamic link library. That dynamic link library are stored in a system area of operating system. So as a result, many application programming could be distributed with as little as one file, that is the .exe file. So there is no need for many other files. All the functionalities are stored under a single .exe file, that is the main programming code. Main programming codes are reside inside the .exe file, that is the executable file. We may execute that single file itself. There is no need for any other files. All the files are linked inside the exe file. Since no other files are required, many developers refer to these types of application, that is the executable applications are named as native code application. Got it? Next, some runtime environments provide an additional layer of abstraction. Why they provide an additional layer of abstraction? Because there may consist of multiple platforms, that is there is another multiple number of runtime environments are reside inside a single system. In that situation, if I execute an application in a runtime environment, it may clash another runtime environment itself. So we need an abstraction over another existing runtime environment. This will create an execution environment that can exist on multiple platforms. That is, the .NET framework will create an execution environment. These programs targeted to such a runtime which do not compile to machine object code. Students, just remember our C programming. What is the functionalities of compilers in C and C program? The compiler will convert the source code into machine understandable object code. But here in .NET framework, that is not performed here. Instead of that, it will compile to another language that is named as intermediate programming language. Why it will compile to another language? Because the .NET applications are developed with the help of multiple different types of programming languages that may either developed with the help of VB, Java, C, C++, etc., etc. So it must be united into a single programming language, that is the intermediate language. Then the runtime will execute this intermediate programming language with the help of an engine which is built for a particular operating system. Each and every operating system consists of an engine which helps to execute the intermediate language. Got it? Windows operating system has certain engine to execute this intermediate language. Apple operating system may consist of an separate engine to execute this intermediate language. Got it? From our Java programming language, there is also an intermediate language that is named as bytecode. Just remember, students, is there any compiler in Java code? We have interpreter. What is the functionality of interpreter? It will convert the source code into intermediate code that is named as bytecode. Just like that bytecode in Java, in .NET framework, it is named as an intermediate language. Got it? The compiled Microsoft .NET code is referred to as this intermediate language is named as Microsoft Intermediate Language. Got it, students? Next, we move on to the common language runtime. From the name itself, common language runtime. It provides a runtime environment for executing the intermediate language. Why it is named as intermediate language? Because each and every module in the applications are developed with the help of many programming languages which is supported by our .NET framework. The runtime environment for the .NET framework is called Common Language Runtime. These managed code are executed inside the CLR space, not CLB. It is a typing mistake. CLR, Common Language Runtime. There is a space inside the operating system which will help to execute the program inside the .NET framework. What is the goal of the Common Language Runtime? It will provide an environment for the application which includes language integration, exception handling, security, versioning, deployment, debugging, profiling and component interaction. Got it? Here there is an data which is named as metadata. You may study it in your RDBMS, Relational Database Management. Students, just remember what is meant by metadata. It is nothing but data about data, that is which is come under data dictionary in RDBMS. Are you remember, students? Metadata, it will create the cross-language integration possibilities. Got it? When you complete the .NET managed code, these metadata are stored along with the object code. Got it? Metadata are, when you complete the managed code, these metadata are stored along with the object code. It will describe the various types of informations, various types of CLR informations used in the code. Metadata will, what is meant by metadata? Data about data. That means specifies the type of data which are used inside the application. Next, we move on to know about what are the different types of data supported by the .NET framework. That is, the various data types are supported by the .NET framework are stored inside the system of data types named Common Type System. Got it? The CLR implements a series of data types, just like our C, C++ programming languages. In Common Language Runtime also consists of various different types of data types. These series of data types are stored in the system namespace, which are known as Common Type System. These Common Type System data types includes, what are the different types are included in Common Type System? Simple value types, classes, enumerated value types, interfaces and delegates. Next, the simple value data types include primitive data type as well as the user defined data type. From C, C++ itself, we may study about the classification of data types, which are fundamental data types or primitive data types, or derived data type and user defined data type. Here the simple value data types include the primitive data type as well as the user defined data type. These primitive data types includes the integers, boolean values and the strings. These data types are come under the system namespace. Next slide, we move on to the various .NET data type class name and the VB.NET data type. That is, the .NET data type class, there are various type classes are supported by the .NET framework. Here our VB.NET will support a certain kinds of data type. Here we have discussed about that .NET data type class name and the VB.NET data type. Byte, which is also supported by VB.NET data type. SByte, which is not supported in VB.NET. Int16, from int16 is nothing but short int. In VB.NET it is specified as short. Int32, it is nothing but just int. In VB.NET it is specified as integer. Int64, it is nothing but in C, C++, we specify int64 as long int. In VB.NET it is specified as long, just long. Next, unsigned int16, it is not supported by VB.NET. Unsigned int32, which is also not supported in VB.NET. Unsigned int64, which is also not supported in VB.NET. Next, single, it is supported just like single, double, object, char, string. Char is nothing but a single character. String is nothing but an array of characters. Got it? Next, just-in-time code compilation. What is mean by just-in-time code compilation? Just-in-time. It is a compiler which helps to compile the MSIL code, that is Microsoft Intermediate Language. How it will create a just remember students how the Microsoft Intermediate Languages are created. Yeah, that CLR will compile the source code into a common language, common programming code, that is the intermediate code. In .NET framework, that intermediate language is named as Microsoft Intermediate Language. The compiler, just-in-time is a compiler which helps to compile the Microsoft Intermediate code into machine understandable object code. The JIT, just-in-time compiler, also performs the security checks and verifies the type safety of applications which are developed with the help of .NET framework. Got it? Next, code assemblies. What is meant by assemblies? Assembly. What is assembly? Assembly is nothing but the files which are reside inside the library. Got it? The dynamic link library files are named as assemblies. Code assemblies means what are the files which are reside inside the assembly. The component of the .NET framework is the assembly. Each and every component reside inside the .NET framework is the assembly. Assembly is nothing but it is a collection of files which are typically named as .dll files and which are relating to the assembly, such as resource files. Assemblies are act as a resource file which we can utilize these assembly files for our web.NET applications. Got it? The assembly manifest contains metadata which are related to the version information, security attributes, external code references. From that, if we need any security attributes for our new applications, we can utilize these assemblies from the assembly manifest. Got it, students? Next, we move on to the application domains. What is mean by application domains? Application domains means it is a space for executing applications which is not disturb any other applications run in the machine or run in the operating system. Students, you may experience while you are installing an antivirus software, it may corrupt some files from the operating system. While installing that antivirus software, you may execute any other application, it will show it is not supported. It is shown as a corrupted file. Got it? Just like some modern software run applications that are isolated from the internal execution of the operating system and other programs. That means some program are already executed in the operating system. Here now your applications also executed from now itself. It may clash the existing files which are reside inside the operating system. For this reason, you need to protect that operating system from crashing if the application attempts to access memory which are being used by another application. For that, our .NET framework extends the capabilities of protected process space by building this functionality into CLR. This protected process space is named as application domains. Got it? In addition to the fault tolerance that process isolation provides, application domains which can enforce, what are the things enforced by these application domains? Enforce security policies by granting or denying users and groups the right to run applications. Got it, students? Students, this is an important 8-mark question. Sometimes the common type system is asked for important 5-mark question. Otherwise, the common language runtime is an important 8-mark question. So, students, study well. Don't waste your time. Study well for your semester examinations. If you have any doubt, just comment me through the YouTube video or our WhatsApp group or our Google Classroom, or call me personally through my phone number. I will explain you. Got it, students? Okay, thank you, students. Meet you on another one session. Thank you. Keep study. Thank you.